get started. This is a project we've been working on. It's a relief housing model that has been developed this semester in response to the earthquake in Haiti that happened at the beginning of January. The project is called SEED, and we are working off previous research from a studio last semester which is examining the outfitting of a container into a housing model. This is some of the research showing the impacts of hurricane season. This is the 2008 map of landfall points in the Caribbean. This is what's kind of driving our push of the model because the impact gets harsher and harsher each year. This map shows ports in the Caribbean and surplus containers that are just sitting in those ports. So we are kind of proposing that, hey, we can go in there, make our few cuts, and install the water pod, the energy pod, and we can have all these homes. And, there's been estimated 7,000 containers in the Port-au-Prince harbor. This diagram kind of shows some of the process of how the container is outfitted. The rendering, the bottom right, is a little bit about how that creates kind of this urbanism, the fabric with the kind of the canopy and the emergency garden there. Here it is larger scale. The point is that with this system and the few cuts that can be made, this can be allowed to sort of become a more permanent type of housing where they can sort of turn this into a culturally belonging installment. So that's kind of how this is coming through.
There's currently a research studio going on that's working on developing these components. And what you see here is a foundation system, a canopy, a basic simple plumbing system, as well as a solar-powered cooking surface. There has been a full-scale model of this idea constructed behind the School of Architecture, actually on campus. And this was a collaboration between the Clemson University Seed Design Team as well as Tri-County Technical College's welding school. With the earthquake, which left an estimated 1 million people without a home, over 50% of the built environment in Port-au-Prince destroyed. The need for housing became more critical than ever. And the idea, the final design, is that the local craftsmanship, materials, and culture will really take its own and become part of the fabric of the city.
And so with the recent events and the research that's already been done, the question is, what is our role as designers in this response process? And as kind of our part of the team on this research analysis, we divided into 3 groups. One that focuses on recording the media as we get it here in America, one focusing on social media, and one focusing on how do we get the containers actually over there. And to use this idea, we're actually using this idea of the powers of 10, where one person contacts 10 people, those 10 people contact 10 more, and it kind of grows visual awareness on the virtual level too. So this is an example of kind of the first project, which is recording media as it occurs day to day, and kind of looking at it not only on a scale of geography, but also time, focusing on going from a year to a moment. And so with this, you kind of zoom in to like a moment in time where each day selected articles appear, selected stories, images of what exactly is happening in Haiti on a day-to-day basis.
One of the main things we need to think about is sustaining awareness for this event that has happened, because everybody knows that the media is there right when everything happens, but once this event is not new news anymore, then it's gone. So how can we use something that we already have, such as social media, such as Facebook, as a way to sustain that awareness. We've created several different Facebook groups and different Facebook forums where we are trying to get people to participate on a global and local level in physical and virtual events. So we've created an event where we ask people to wear red and to change their Facebook photos to something red, so that we can have a way of getting participation and keeping people aware and giving them something to participate in. And on these pages we can have a way for people to invite those 10 people and then have those other 10 people invited, and then that awareness is still kept. And this is just some of the images of people that have participated in our project.
And our final part of our study is really how do we get these containers and secure them so that our project can be put into motion and actually start helping people. One of the main things is, aid is arriving every day, and that aid is coming in shipping containers, and those containers just sit in the port, and we need, this is a very easy solution that could, in a day, make a home for somebody, and it's already better than, what they might be living in already, and especially with the devastation. It's just really a great solution. We feel like it can really help out. I guess with our research now, we're focusing into the urban fabric of these containers and what we can form with them in the devastation landscape. These are 1,000 little tiny containers that we made and painted, 10 different colors to build on our Powers of 10 idea, 100 of each container, and we're really starting to dive into how these containers and